Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires here today. On the channel we have episode 3 of my Empire series playing as Karl Franz. Here today we're going to be kicking things off with the Siege of the Black Pit. Here today we're going to try and liberate the Misty Hills from Orcish rule. And Karl Franz has been sent to do so. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. We've managed to knock out Marienburg in the last episode, having the siege of it. But let's get stuck into today's siege. Alrighty, first siege against the Orcs. In the last episode as well, we had the battle for Blackfire Pass. If you really do like that quest battle, I do recommend watching that episode. So, looking at our army build, we're slowly but surely evolving it. We've switched out our archers to crossbowmen, which are better, in my opinion. However, the archers are more cost-effective early on. Our swordsmen don't have the highest chevrons just because they've had such a battering in this series. So we want to try and phase them out eventually with some great swords. We do have one great sword, which is a Regiment of Renowned unit, and one halberd as well. Karl Franz is currently mounted on his loyal, mount, Deathclaw. And let's get stuck into the greenskins here today, as we slowly but surely try and liberate the lost territory in this Electocount region. So, unfortunately, Toddy, Midland, and Telebeckland have lost heaps of territory due to Festus and this greenskin incursion. So, I've made the decision in this series not to straight up war deck the other Electocount factions. I don't think that's the play. We don't want them to gang up against me. We would rather play the waiting game and slowly but surely confederate them and bring them in to the Empire through diplomacy rather than military action. But thankfully, there's a lot of enemies to go around, so we're not just sort of waiting or wasting time. So let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer for this series. Feedback and suggestions, tips and tricks as well. Going to be uploading this daily Empire series as long as we can, and support it, and I'll do more. That'll ensure more episodes of this particular campaign. We're just leaving fantastic comments, which you guys have left a bunch, so thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. I genuinely wouldn't be where I am as a YouTuber after years of doing this without your support, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it, boys. You're making me teary-eyed. Right, let's get stuck into the greenskins. So we should be able to get rid of that war boss quite quickly. Oh, nice. Dude, it makes such a huge fucking difference having Karl Franz on Deathclaw. Nice. And I guess he's going to get a nice sort of snack there. Get a little piggy. There's some mushrooms there growing. Which is fucking hilarious. What type of mushroom is this? I don't know. You've got a 2 in 3 shot. You can either eat it, you either get high, or it fucking kills you. So you're either gonna have fun 2 times out of 3. Alright, let's slowly but surely push back the greenskins. Yeah, but I imagine those mushrooms will be off the charts, because don't the goblins plan it? And they go crazy and they're like magically infused and shit. There's some lore that I don't know. Clearly. Anyway. So they've managed to gain a pretty decent amount of territory here. Toddy won't be too happy. Maybe he's a bit pissed off since we killed Kazrak earlier on in the series. Now, the gate has now fallen, and we should be able to get on into the settlement itself. But so far we're doing quite well. We're stabilizing the regions in and around Reichland. We've got really good relations with the dwarfs and Bretonia. And we're completing quests as well at a decent rate. So let's now move our skirmishers up now that we've pushed the enemy infantry pretty far away. But this siege is looking a lot better than our siege for Marienburg, which just took We took a lot of casualties in this. But we do have to be a little bit careful with these trolls and orc big uns as well, because they can really pack a punch. But now Karl Franz is more than capable to take basically anything in combat. He's already a fantastic 1v1er in his own right, incredibly, even on a low level. But now he is just rocketing up in skills and stats, renowned and overall level. The balance of power has swung to about 80% in our favour, and we're going to be able to take our first piece of territory in the Misty Mountains. I keep on saying that. It's the Misty Hills. There's so many names like that. Rhineland. What's the one I always usually get mixed up? I think I say River Run instead of Riverwood in Skyrim. Riverwood, Ravenswood, White Run. That's all. It's Rivendell. It's all like after sort of you get engrossed into fantasy like Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer. It all sort of just meshes together. You're like, what's the name of this place? I don't know. I can't be the only one that's like that. Because they're all just like slightly off. Like, yeah, like the Misty Hills instead of the Misty Mountains. Come on. There's only a couple more of these pesky orcs left in here. 90% now in our favour. Our crossbows are having an absolute field day. Sitting on the walls, firing upon the goblins, trying to flee. Yeah, like some of the wording is just uncanny. Nice. Still taking a bit of a battering though. We might need to buff his armor and health stats and hit points essentially. We'll take the close victory. 500 Empire men loss in an offensive siege, which isn't too bad. Nice. We didn't lose any of our units, which is awesome. Because obviously in Warhammer we have automatic replenishment, so we're going to be able to get those guys back. And we've taken the region capital as well. And bringing the entirety of the Misty Hills under our control. Oh, so Wrecker's Point is a part of that. Okay. I didn't fully comprehend that. So, they still have some territory down in the south and Midland. So let's try and move there. Alrighty, let's make plans and preparations to move south. We're 23 turns into the Let's Play. And so far, we're taking decent ground. Now, thankfully for me, they have managed to deploy an army just on the outskirts. Can we reach it? Ah, that's a shame. We're just so close to that. We could have then drawn out the garrison and taken this settlement. Now, we are currently a little bit under threat from the Norskins here, so I could do with nearly a third army. We've got 3 provinces. We probably deserve 3 armies. So who have we got here? Finally, we've got an Arch-Elector that has the Disciplined trait, which is one of my favorites. So let's bring that in, because it just massively improves your armies. So I am a little bit threatened by the Norskins at Pack Ice Bay. Obviously in the quest line we did crush a lot, and God knows what's north of the Chaos Wastes. I don't know exactly where everyone is on the map. I haven't actually seen the full map that it's all been released, so, but I'm assuming Nightmares and fucking Chaos north there towards the lands of Norska. So we'll divide the army up. One is a regional defense unit, while the rest can head south to help Karl. Oh, here we go. Greenskins attack. So, we've got a couple of options here. We can spend the 2k. In these events, when stuff gets attacked, I would rather spend the money. Okay, so it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. We'll take the Order Resolve, and we'll take the money as well. So, technically, it's only like 1.4k. 1,400 gold lost. And we've kept their reputation. Oh, their army moved away. Alright, let's take Weissmund. Or Weissmund? I don't know, I'm not German. Let's loot and occupy, I suppose. And I guess we push to Middenstag. Karroburg is under Toddy's control. Same with Middenheim. But we still haven't finished off the Orcs of the Black Pit yet. And we'll try and move those reinforcements rapidly down as quick as we can. Double time. Hey, the Black Pit tribe was destroyed. Nice. Don't know who took them out. Probably Boris and the boys. Potentially. Oh, we've got another tech slot to unlock. Okay, so, for whatever reason, we can seem to get a peace agreement with Norska. Which are like, isn't like, also Witcher as well. Like, isn't this like essentially Skellig? And the Skelligans and stuff? Oh, God. Alright, no other diplomacy. Oh, cool. So, we've managed to acquire a light wizard. Perfect. Kind of a meh magic. There's a lot better. But, hey. We didn't have to construct anything to recruit him. We got him for free. And Ostermark has been defeated. Oh, God. We've been a little bit unlucky. RNG-wise with the Elector counts. A lot of them have just been frankly destroyed. Oh, well, we'll bring him into Karl Franz's army build. As we'll push into Middenstag just to see what we can do. But Festus has made a really nice kingdom for himself here. So let's move to Middenstag. We'll move with the secondary army because we want to try and colonize it. Oh, we actually can return it to the Elector and they'll give us a bonus. Well, let's do that. We're eventually going to incorporate all this territory into our control, so losing 500 troops and paying 1,658, I actually don't think it's worth it. I'd actually nearly return it for free. Interesting. Yeah, I forgot you could do that. Well, let's make plans and preparations to go against Festus and Hochland. And eventually go for the Brass Keep as well. Yeah, he's gone on an absolute fucking tirade there, taking Telebeckland. So, we must stop this chaos demon who invokes and spreads the word of his Lord Nurgle, I suppose. Alright, so he's actually at Tullibheim. -2. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, because he's actually taken out 2 Elector Count holdings, the Leech Lord, and Ostermark has been crushed. Yeah. Alrighty, yeah, we're basically just trying to save our Elector Counts. Not less trying to summon them. Half of them are dead. Right, let's push into Hochland. And thankfully there's only a small Norscan settlement, garrison there. So, I guess we return it to them? Yeah. I guess we try and bring Hochland back and make them great again. Because we're still going to get the level up. We still get the bonus. And I guess we move the reinforcements north. And thankfully, he's kind of overextended slightly. I realize the Sorbum, that's okay. Like, he actually crossed the river. And has weakened himself. Because his base of operations was the Brass Keep. And now we've actually divided and conquered him. Oh. Unfortunately, the Dark Elves have claimed the Sword of Cain. Yeah, really still quite close to us. I think they've shrunk the distance slightly. Maybe an expansion into High F territory could be on the cards. In the future, a bunch of quests here. But there he is. I guess we have to sort of see how he acts. Oh, we've been intercepted during the end turn phase by Festus himself. Pyrrhic victory, he wants to battle Karl Franz. We are massively ahead of him levels-wise. Sure. A nice, clear battlefield. If we pull further back, they are attacking us at the end of the day. It's probably about 60-40 in their favour. We can probably crush them a bit. Oh, there's even some protective ground here, so hang on. So, they can flank around here. Can we connect this to another side? Like, go something like this, and then grab everyone else. Oh, yeah, there's like another piece of ground here. Hang on. We want to try and use the terrain as best we can. Oh, if we just had one more... Like... We can nearly stretch it. Oh, like, if we just had one more unit, it'd be perfect. But that's actually not too bad. That will allow us... Not a crazy amount of time to stop flanking maneuvers. It's better than nothing. And if we, oh dude, if we could perfectly have them flush over this hill and like kind of shoot down like a wall, that would be brilliant. So I think we move our gunners there, and then we'll chuck our skirmishers in the rear line. Now, I reckon in a 1v1 duel, Karl Franz should be able to make quick work of Festus, but I don't know. Haven't fought him in Warhammer before.
Missiles will fly.
Kind of go something like that. Alright, and let's move Karl Franz up. Now, he should be able to sail past most of the chaotic critters. And we just need to hold the line. We're literally protecting farmland and some farm's barn, which is hilarious. So they got a giant. Got some Nurgle Chaos Spawn. But here we go, Karl Franz, about to 1v1 Festus. Nice. Just gonna chuck a debuff on Karl, but it's okay. We'll try and do the same for him. And the quicker we can get rid of this legendary lord, the better. Go on, Karl. Bring him down. Cut him into chunk-sized pieces for Deathclaw. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any artillery with us, so that's a little bit concerning. We're purely going to have to rely on missile supremacy. Now, thankfully, the terrain is really, really favorable for us, so it's not like a normal flat open battlefield. They will be delayed slightly from rotating and flanking around us. So hopefully that additional added time will allow our skirmishers to inflict plenty of damage. Now, some of their Chaos Warriors will fall rather than others, but it's a really interesting army build. Norscan and Nurgle units left and right, but already, look at this. Karl Franz has put on an absolute masterclass, bringing down Festus the Leech Lord, which is going to cause a huge morale debuff through the entirety of the army. Okay, let's reform our gunners slightly, just to get the best out of them. Now we need to prioritize and focus on the giant and their various monsters and machinations coming on in. So we're holding for now. Need to get Karl Franz in. Our gunners don't have perfectly the line on side. It's some... okay, there's a little bit of a high rising there, which sucked. But we still have a bunch of enemy units in retreat. Just need to hold for the Emperor to swing around and give some resistance. But I can understand why Hochland and Telebeckland fell so quickly. Pretty strong faction by the look of it, Festus. The amount of territory we was able to take from the various elect accounts. Because quite often, when you play as the Empire, even in like Warhammer 2, they seem to be relatively stable. Now with the addition of all these chaotic and other enemy, like lore-wise factions, they do seem to be under the pump more. But this is sort of our first real test against a Chaos army. And I'm sure these men of the Empire, who've only been really fighting other humans, and the occasional beastmen here and there, are having an absolute fucking shock. Men passing out, going possum left, right and centre. But Karl Franz now has a chance to bring down the Chaos Giant. And that should massively shift the tie in the battlefield. Oh, could Could you imagine getting crushed by a giant after it's been taken down? Oh no. Got to watch out for those armoured Chaos Trolls as well. And they seem to be blobbing up here on this left-hand side, which is interesting. Karl Franz now to the rescue. Thankfully, we fought this battle with him having Deathclaw, because it, I imagine, would have been a really different story if he didn't have it. They're struggling as these Nurglings here. Nice. The gunners. And crossbows are doing quite well there. But we are going to claim a victory here today. Will it be a Pyrrhic? Potentially. Well, it's what the AI predicted. Sometimes they can be reasonably accurate. But victory. Alright, so we lost 400. It was a close victory in the end. Unfortunately, we did lose 1 unit of halberds. However, we have managed to destroy Festus's full stack. And now he's only got 2 pieces of territory. Excuse me. And he does have a couple of armies still in and around that we will need to intercept. Sounded real horsey then. Been recording a lot here today. My voice is starting to go, I suppose. Across the various YouTube channels, some of you may not know that I do have a, well, football, Hearts of Iron 4. Got heaps of YouTube channels, if you guys want to go check out that sort of stuff. I do try and upload as much as I can across... How many do I have now? I don't even know. 4 channels. I lost count. Anyway, here's Karl Franz's stats. Alright. I wonder, will Hochland be able to hold this territory now? I guess it doesn't matter because we're still getting experiences and stuff, but now that I've liberated them from under the yoke of the Leech Lord, will they come out again? Oh god. That auto resolve is terrible. I hate fighting Nurgle factions because we've got Plague and Pestilence galore here. I want to try and get rid of this army. Nice. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's more of a favourable auto-resolve. Oh my god. And we're losing... Holy shit. I'm really just tempted to do it, but I won't. We might need a retreat. Oh no. Heinrich... Kemmler has attacked me. The moot petitions. I guess we grant the halflings request. Okay, so after essentially losing some of our strength because have just been absolutely crushed by plague and pestilence and unit decay, we're sort of being ganged up a little bit here. We want to try and finish off Festus if we can, but now things have been complicated with the Barrow Legion declaring war upon me, so we might need to send an army to go deal with them. They could threaten our position in Helmgart. Well, even in the Marienburg fort that we took potentially. Right, let's return this to Telebekland. And then I guess we move back to our own territory. Try and move into some territory where we can replenish and repair, and then make an assault on the Brass Keep to put the end of this scourge. Yeah, decent army roster, and combined with Plague and Pestilence, really does a damage. Okay, so Skaven, for the first time I've attacked one of the Elector Counts. They've attacked Stirland, so we'll send military forces to help on out. It's mostly just clan rats. Thankfully there's no Jezels or anything too crazy. So, a nice victory. And Karl Franz has the plague. Hey, we can accept our first confederation with Stirland. We do lose 3 Imperial authority, which is quite a bit. However, we're going to be able to gain a bunch of territory for free. We could use their assistance in this new war against the Barrow Legion. So, Stirland has been incorporated into the Empire. We've taken their southern territory. Oh, nice. They've got a huge chunk of land. Now, we're not even negative either. So we will have to assess and sort of judge their territory. That's not too bad. Probably go with growth there, though. However, we do now border the Moot and the Vampire counts, which could complicate things. So, this is our secondary army. So they have this. We probably don't need another, so we probably can get rid of you. Yeah, we just don't need you. We don't need to pay for that. Because that's even quite a bit itself. It adds up. And I guess we'll keep this army at the Moot. For now. Okay, and we can install a new elector count. Currently having 2, now making 3 under our direct control. Nice, mate. We might be able to get a trade negotiation here. We've only got a certain amount of trade nodes, so why not? Let's negotiate with the northern provinces and get some trade with Miao Ying, the dragon princess. Okay, so our Pestilence's plague has now gone. However, we're still suffering attrition. Let's make a play for the Brass Keep. So Festus is now back after licking his wounds from being incredibly wounded thanks to the 1v1 of Karl Franz. We'll move our secondary army on in. And it will end in a Pyrrhic victory. However, do we lose any units in its entirety? No, I don't think so. So, we'll continue the siege. We'll siege them out and see if they attack us.
No peace.
Or maybe we should do it. Nah, let's just do it. Let's wait. Let's be patient. Oh, yeah, because this is one of the annoying ones. If they go to war, yeah, so we just want to straight up stop the war. Alright, so, here's an aerial map. This is what we currently own. So, we're still at war with the Barrow Legion and Festus. We're making 800 per turn, and we've got a bunch of provinces directly under our control. So, I guess unfortunately for them, they never pushed out against us, so we whittled them down slightly. And let's auto-resolve this one against Festus. We've already beaten him before on the campaign map. A siege would only add to his advantage. So the Brass Keep is now secure, and that should be the last we see of this cursed faction. And we can get the Luminarch of Hish and a Hellstorm rocket battery as well, the first of the series. So they're currently still alive somewhere, but we've made a lot of decent territorial gains in today's episode, which is pretty good. So he's got no settlements left. Interesting. Arrange a grand tour. I suppose we do have a bunch of Imperial authority. Anyway, unfortunately on that note, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Dude, we had a banger of an episode. Had a really good siege against the Orcs in the Misty Hill, taking the Black Pit. We also managed to defeat Festus on the field of battle, so that should stop his chaotic Nurgle influence in Empire lands. We've still got the vampires, we've still got the Barrow Legion, and I don't know what happened sort of towards the northeast area. God knows what attacked them. Maybe someone from Kislev or something attacked them on the border, but we're slowly but surely summoning, rallying, and helping out the elector counts. They're a little bit under the pump, I suppose. But anyway, stay tuned for episode 4, coming out at the exact same time tomorrow, where we continue on this Total War Warhammer III Immortal Empires Imperial Empire campaign, playing as Karl Franz. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. If you do enjoy the series and want to see more Warhammer on the channel, support it, and I will simply do more. So, thanks guys, make sure to take care of yourselves, have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.